So as I was thinking about our meditation today and what I wanted to practice, what I wanted to share with you, and I was just kind of sitting with being in my body, and we tend to be way up in our thoughts, way up in our just way up out here so much of our time. And it's like coming back into our bodies over and over and over again. It's the most direct way that we can stay in the present moment, that we can stay present with what is happening right now, not going into the future or the past or getting caught up in stories or old patterns, but just staying in the body. And really, our body is being in our body is the only way that we can actually accomplish anything. It's hard to get anything done if we're out here somewhere. We're up in these little thoughts. That just doesn't work so well. So really, the only way that we can actually be, do, get what we need, want, is to be in our bodies. And so I thought we would just play with dropping into our bodies, finding different sensations, noticing the reactions to the sensations that we have, noticing judgments or curiosity or apathy or whatever it is that comes up as we touch into these different sensations. And from this place of mindfulness, of just accepting it all. It's all welcome. Judgment is welcome. Apathy is welcome. Curiosity is welcome. Not wanting to feel a particular thing is welcome. It's all here. So very little intro today. Just jumping right into exploring and feeling into what is here. And so we begin with our breath, noticing the physical sensations of breathing. And that first step back into being in our bodies. Maybe taking a few slow, deliberate breaths. Noticing what grabs your attention as you breathe. Maybe noticing the mind being busy and thinking and going its different places. And that's okay. It's just what minds do. Letting it wander a little bit, even as you begin to bring that awareness to your breath. Feeling the air at your nose. Inhaling from your nose, through your throat, down into your chest. I notice for myself today, my breath seems to want to skip my chest completely and just go from my nose down into my belly. And that's just what is here today. Noticing what breathing is like for you, this breath, as it is right now. Maybe noticing the front of your chest. Right there in the front, where your ribs meet your sternum. Sometimes you can almost feel that little bit of pulling out and opening with your inhale, and then the relaxing back down with the exhale. Maybe feeling the breath in the back of the ribs, noticing the pressure in the back, the mid back or the low back. The ribs expanding out and then releasing. And then breathing down into the belly, noticing movement in the belly as you breathe. Perhaps the belly rises and falls. I notice a pulling down and a pressure down into my lower abdomen as the diaphragm pulls down with the inhale and then relaxes with the exhale. Noticing the mind when it wanders, bringing it back to the breath over and over as many times as you need to. And perhaps noticing the rhythm of the breath, the inhale into the exhale, whether there's a pause or that it just flows one into the other and back again. It's no right or wrong way. It's all just breathing. Simply noticing the rhythm of your breath right now. And using your breath, using these physical sensations, the movement of your body to keep you right here in this moment, being in your body, noticing little tiny movements, even as you breathe. It might be little movements in your shoulders or in your upper chest or your belly, little movements in your throat or your cheeks, your nose. Noticing what it feels like to narrow in on these little tiny movements, little sensations. Whether your mind skips over them really quickly, taking a tally, or if it stays right with one particular sensation, or if it's trying to figure out where there's movement, if you're doing it right. No right or wrong, no good or bad. Even in the way that you think about your moving, thinking about breathing, you simply notice it. Then you come back to the movement. Notice there's thinking happening in relation to the movement of breathing. And then perhaps finding a place in your body where you feel a little coolness. It might be relative to other places in your body. Maybe just being a little curious, hunting around. Where do you feel a little bit of coolness? I feel it on the top of my feet. There's just that little bit of coolness that almost can feel wet sometimes. So taking a moment to be curious, what does coolness feel like in your body? Where do you feel it? What is it like? Breathing, inhale, exhale, and then just noticing sensation. And then noticing where you might feel a little bit of warmth. What does warmth feel like in your body? What grabs your attention? I'm noticing warmth in the palms of my hands, a warmth that almost turns to a buzzing or a tingling. Maybe noticing thoughts that come up. You go from coolness to warmth, whether there's preference or judgment or trying to change things. Again, it's all welcome. Whatever thoughts happen to come up, they're all welcome. And just breathing into the warmth as you breathed into the coolness. And then maybe finding a little bit of place in your body where you feel pressure. What does pressure feel like? How far out does the pressure extend? Is it one small little area or does it expand? Does the pressure change when you breathe? I'm noticing a little bit of pressure in my low back. Feeling it move and change as I inhale and exhale. There's almost a compression feeling, things getting pushed in tightly, and then a relaxing and easing. What does pressure feel like for you as you breathe into it? And then from there, finding a place of lightness. Where do you feel lightness in your body? Sometimes these sensations might be really easy to find, and sometimes they feel more elusive. And you have to look around and hunt for them. Where do you notice lightness? What does it feel like to have lightness in your body? I notice lightness in my cheeks. It's almost as if the skin is just so thin, it's permeable. Like I can't even really feel the end of where my body begins and ends. Breathing into the lightness. Noticing whatever thoughts or feelings come up, welcoming them. And perhaps even noticing that when preference comes up, preferring one over another, and welcoming it all. And then from there, finding a place in your body that feels tight. Where is there tightness? I notice my attention goes straight to my hips. And there's an immediate reaction of like, what do I need to do to change that? How do I stretch it? So I notice it, maybe slow it down a little bit, and then just invite in tightness. What does it feel like to have tightness and not try to change it? And maybe even inviting tightness to be as tight as it wants to be. Noticing your breath, your inhale and your exhale as you explore tightness. You might notice thoughts, emotions, past experiences and memories, urges, desires, all sorts of things come up as they touch into different physical sensations. Using the breath to stay present, even as all of this stuff comes up. And then from tightness, moving to a place of relaxation. And again, it might be relative. It might be a place of relaxation compared to other places in your body. But where do you notice relaxation? And what does relaxation feel like in your body? I notice I feel it in my eyes right now. My eyes feel relaxed, the muscles around my eyes. My eyes feel wide. There's almost that sense of awe, almost a sound that goes with relaxation. And again, just welcoming whatever thoughts and judgments and preferences and urges come up as you notice relaxation, noticing when the mind wanders, and then bringing it back to the breath. And then maybe finding a place that feels empty. What does emptiness feel like in your body? Sometimes it feels like tightness, but it's a little different. Or sometimes it feels like a pressure, but again, it's slightly different. What does emptiness feel like? I notice there's a little bit of a feeling in my upper chest that feels like it can't quite inflate with air. It feels just kind of a little stuck together. Deflated. Just being curious and noticing what grabs your attention. Again, I notice an urge to want to try to breathe into the space, to try to fill the emptiness. I notice my immediate preference for fullness over emptiness. And just welcoming preference. And from there, finding a place of fullness. Where do you notice fullness in your body? What does fullness feel like to you? Again, just noticing thoughts and feelings and preferences. Anything and everything that comes up. And then from here, noticing where there might be pain in your body or discomfort. What does discomfort feel like? Or irritation or pain? I notice that spot between my shoulders. It's kind of this poking, just always there, just this insistent, just pulsing pain. Again, noticing emotions and thoughts that come up as you explore just the sensation of pain, welcoming all of it, and breathing into it. not trying to change it, but just noticing it's there. And from there, finding a place that feels comfortable, enjoyable, pleasurable. Where do you notice enjoyment and pleasure in your body? What does it feel like to allow yourself to feel enjoyment in your body? I notice a contentment, a joy, a pleasure in my lower belly. Just breathing into that place, noticing sensation, just being in your body. And from there, letting all of your awareness go back to your breath. Noticing your inhale and your exhale. And with your breath, breathing all the way to the edges of your body, taking in all of your sensations, welcoming all of it. Just enjoying being in your body. Taking a few more breaths. And when you feel ready, opening your eyes.